everyone, I'm going to do my makeup using my Seint palette. So all my makeup fits in one palette. This is all I need to do my whole face. And I'm using, I'm going to start with the shape brush, which is one of my favorite brushes because this one will give you minimal coverage because the bristles are not as dense. So the denser the brush, the more coverage you get. So it's totally preference. But today I'm going to be using my shape brush. So I'm going to start with covering just a little bit of redness that I have going on. So I'm going to go in my darkest shade. So when I color match you to your 3 shades. So for me, when I have redness, so I'm going to start with my darkest color. And all I'm doing is I'm going in once. That's all I'm doing because I want very minimal product because our tins are very pigmented. So we really don't need a lot. And then I'm just going in, I'm buffing lightly where I have discoloration on my face. So basically the darkest points of my face. For me, it's my nose, around my nose, and a little bit on my cheeks. And then I lightly buff it in so I don't have a lot of makeup on my face at all. So I do have some redness on my chin. And then I like to use a smaller end to go into hard to reach places, more like on the side of the nose. And if I want to be more precise, like I have just a couple blemishes right there that I want to cover. And I can buff, lightly buff or dab. I do have a little bit of darkness around my mouth. And I have a couple blemishes that kind of came out right there this morning. So I'm just going in and then lightly covering those areas. Now for my under eyes, I'm going to go in again very lightly because I want very minimal product underneath my eyes. Because the under eye area is very delicate. And when you start creasing and having wrinkles, you do not want to have a lot of makeup on there. Because if you put too much, it will show texture, it will crease, and we don't want that. So very minimal product. Make sure that it's blended. So now that my redness is covered, I'm going to go in with my main foundation color, my main highlight, which is the middle part for me. And this one, I'm just going to go and dab it on. And where I applied my color corrector, it's very important to tap or dab your brush because you don't want to move the color corrector that's underneath. And I kind of go basically everywhere, but very, very light coverage. When I go in, I just tap like once like that. And then that will cover quite a big area. A little bit on my nose, and I'm just lightly dabbing. Now we do have a lot of different brushes, a few different brushes, and they're all different density. So, and the more dense they are, like I said, the more coverage that you will get because the more dense they are, the more product that your brush will pick up. So when I color match you, we can determine together what is your preference. Like some days I do prefer to have more coverage, and other days I want just a very light coverage. And today I just want a light coverage. So what I'm doing right now is applying my main color on my eyelids just to even out the skin tone there. I do have my nose is always, my nose is my problem area. So I'm just dabbing a little bit extra on my nose. Right now I'm using, this is the detail brush, and I'm using the small end of the detail brush. These are the only two brushes that I'm going to be using today. So that is it for my color correcting and my main color. Now I'm going to go in with my contour. The contour is my very dark color right here. Looks intimidating, it's dark, but once you put it on, it's not going to be that dark. And what this does is it will add dimension to your face. Now the contour have a different consistency, so it's a little bit harder. So I kind of just, instead of the other one, I just go like this. This one, I kind of go like this. And then I'm going to go and apply it on the top part of my forehead like a rainbow. So just like that. And then I'm going to go blend it into my hairline. So basically we apply the contour where we have natural shadows on our face and to create dimension. So for me, I have a long forehead, so this will give the illusion of a smaller forehead, where it won't bring the attention as much to my forehead. So that is it for the contour. So I blended it in my hairline and then I brought it down, but leaving the middle part here with nothing on it. Now I'm going to go do my cheekbones. Again, now I'm just going in with the edge of my brush right there. So I'm finding the bone, and I don't want to go low and I don't want to go too high, but I want to create a lifting effect. So you basically the tip of your ear, and then you go down. So I'm just going to stamp it on just like this. So just like that. And then I'm going to go blend it afterwards. But I'm going to go do the other side. So again, the tip of my ear is right there. And then I stamp it on. I don't want to like swipe it on because I do not want to move what is underneath. So just like that. And then as it's very dark, but I'm going to go blend it afterwards. Now I'm going to go define my jawline. So I go in again, and then when you have these jowls, you can also give the illusion of a more chiseled jawline. So you just go on the jawline and a little bit underneath, and I go behind my ear, and then I bring it here, and then it creates a dimension, creates a jawline, and then I bring it down. I blend it in, and it will create shadow. Now I'm going to go do the same on the other side, behind the ear, and then I bring it down. So that's it for the jowls. Now for me, I find I have like, I call it a turkey neck. What you can do for that is you go in, and then I'm gonna go and create shadow there so that there will be shadow, so you don't have it like your eyes won't bring attention to your turkey neck, and it just kind of gives you a chiseled look. So now I'm just gonna go and blend just a little bit. So to blend, I'm just kind of flicking my brush upwards. So basically just like this. And I don't want to remove, I don't want to swipe or anything, because again, don't want to move what's underneath. And I don't want to, if I blend too much, then my contour will kind of disappear, but I don't want it to disappear. I want it to stay there to create that higher cheekbone or that lift. And I stop basically at the corner of my eye. I'm not bringing shadow over here. Don't want to bring attention to that area, especially for mature skin, because it tends to, as we age, like our face tends to drop. So, and this is all I'm doing for blending the contour. So now that my contour is done, I'm going to go in with my blush, with my bronzer. So again, I'm using my shape brush, the big fluffy side, and I am going to be using Bella Bronzer mixed with Glow Illuminator. And this is going to give me a glow. So I like to go into my Bella, and then I go into my Glow Illuminator. It can kind of go like this. And now I'm going to go and apply it where the sun would naturally hit your face. So basically on the forehead. And this you can apply as much as you want or as little as you want. I like the bronze look, so I tend to apply quite a bit. And the bronzer is a sheer color, so it doesn't really give coverage. It just gives you that glow. And then I'm gonna go and apply it on my cheeks, on my cheekbones, because the sun hits the top part of your face. So your forehead, your cheeks. I'm gonna go do the other side. And I just kind of dab it on. And you can flick the brush just a little bit. And you can add some on your chin. You can add some on your nose, where the sun would hit your face. And I like to bring it down my neck. But down my neck, I just use, I'm not gonna use the illuminator, only the bronzer. So then I can just go and make sure that everything is blended to my liking. And I'm gonna go and contour my nose. I forgot to do that while I was contouring. So I'm using the detail brush again, and I'm gonna go dip the, where is my contour? Right there. So just dip the corner, the side of the brush, and I'm gonna go and stamp on my nose. Stamp the brush on my nose, just like that. Again, this gives the illusion of a smaller nose. And then I'm gonna go and just flick it downwards, just a little bit. And kind of bring it to meet my brows. So basically just like that, I can turn my brush around and just blend it a little bit more. So now I'm gonna go in with my brightening color, and the brightening color is the lightest shade, and this is to bring light back into your face. So I'm going in with the small part of the detail brush and dipping in my color once, and I'm gonna go basically on the middle part of right here where I didn't put anything. I'm gonna go put some in the down the middle of my nose. So just like that. Sometimes I like to use my finger to do the middle part of my nose. And then a little bit on my chin, and then I'm gonna go blend it out. And this will bring light back into the middle of your face. And I just blended it like kind of like fan-like. Another tool that I do love to use for my nose to make sure that it's blended well is my Perfector sponge, which is, I ran it under water, removed all of the water out, like everything. I don't want it to be wet, I want it to be damp, and then I put it in a towel. I make sure that it's really damp, just damp, barely damp actually, not wet. And then I'm just gonna go and pounce on my nose to make sure that it's blended well. And then I can go and pounce all over my face. And this will blend, make sure everything is blended well, set everything in place, and it removes the excess makeup that you have. So especially like in the line, like where we have lines, or where makeup would tend to crease. So underneath the eyes, and I just pounce it. Actually, I didn't even do my under eyes yet. All I did is do the, well, I did. I put the color corrector and a little bit of the main color, but I'm just gonna go brighten it up just a little bit with my brightening highlight. So again, only the small end of the detail. Dip in once into my tin, and I'm just gonna go and apply a little bit on the corner of my eye. And then on the end, right there. And then I can go blend it out very lightly. And the light color, as you can see, I placed it strategically on the inner and outer corner because I don't want to have, where we have lines and darkness underneath, if you go in with a color too light, it's gonna bring out texture and your makeup is not gonna stay as well during the day. So I just put it strategically there just to bring light back into my skin. And then I can just go and marry together since I have like nothing left on my brush. I'm just marrying the two colors that's already there together. So for my blush, I'm gonna be using, this is called Renaissance. So I'm just going in, just very lightly again. And these colors are they're buildable. So you can start with a light hand with just like one dab. And if you want it darker, then you go again. You add it until you're happy with the color. So this is a satin color, which satin is a matte color. So I do light matte colors as on my cheeks, because the matte color will also help with longevity. And it just gives you a beautiful glow. What I do like to do, I do like to mix my colors together. So I'm gonna go in with another color, which is called Maui. It's a lighter color, and this one is a gloss. So this will give just that little bit of shine and kind of tone it down just a little bit. I love mixing colors together, but again, that's preference. So that is my cheeks. So I'm gonna go do my lips, and I'm gonna use my matte color first. And I like to go kind of dab it so it gives my lips a stain look. Again, putting a matte color, dabbing it on your lips will also help with the longevity of your lip color. And then I can go in with my brush. So I'm just going in like that just to kind of line it. I'm gonna go on top with Maui, and it's gonna give it just a little bit of gloss. And again, it tones down the color. So that is Renaissance and Maui mixed together. It's a perfect color for spring and summer. I love it. And these colors are actually colors of the season. So they're here until June 6th, and then they're gone. They may come back, but we don't know. And then after June 6th, they're gonna come out with other new colors. My powder brush and my Vanilla Dust powder, because I have more oily skin, and this will control the shine throughout the day. So I'm just dabbing it very lightly under my eyes, going around my T-zone, wherever that I find that I have shine. And that is it. That's all I'm doing for my face. I want to show you how to shape the brows, because my brows, I had them microbladed a few years ago, but it's been a long time, so they faded a lot, and I have some sparse area. So, and I'm gonna show you how to determine where your brow should start, where your arch should be, and where the end should be. So we don't start on the corner of our nose. We start on this part of the nose. And then I'm just gonna go, I dip my color in I'm using an eyeshadow. This is Trust. And then I want to go the corner of my eye right there. And this is where I want my brow to start. So I did a line right there. Now for the arch, the same thing. And you kind of go with like the color, the brown of my eye, the corner, and my arch is already there. So, but you would make a line. And then for the end, same place right there. And then I just go and I fill in the gaps. And then I can turn my brush around. This is called a line brush. So it's got a very thin line brush right there. And then I have a spoolie on the other end where I can go and just brush them in place. Just didn't have enough on my brush right there. So then I just go and brush them in place. So that is how you determine where the beginning of your brow, your arch, and the end should be. Now I'm just gonna fill in my other brow, and then I'm just filling in the gaps. That's all I'm doing. And turn the brush around with the spoolie. And there you go. So this is Seint IIID makeup. So I have all my foundation, everything in one easy palette. So if you would like a color match, I would be happy to color match you. You just comment below or click on the link, and there's a color match form, and I can custom color match you to your perfect shades of foundation just for you.